Okay, guys, I was debating on whether or not I want to do a video about my time in Virginia, but I figure why not? Because people might be interested to hear my convention stories. I don't know. Well, I'll see how it does in views and likes. And if this video does well, I'll do more videos talking about my other past conventions I've done over the years. Just so you guys know what kind of stuff I do on in our free time, my wife and I. Um, so if you like this video, leave a like, comment down below, subscribe, all that good stuff. I filmed a video before, but I was still kind of wiped from it because every time I go to conventions, I never really sleep that well. I guess it's like an adrenaline thing or something, because I'm always like super pumped when I go, and then like I try to go to sleep at a normal time, like around like midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, and then like get up at like 8 or 9 in the morning, 10. But I usually stay up around normal time for me, which is around like 5:30, 6 o'clock. And the main reason I stay up that way, guys, just to clarify for you guys, I know it sounds like I don't sleep that well, but I actually do. I stay up that late because I help my wife get up for work and make sure she gets up, and she doesn't have to set her phone alarm to wake up. So, and that would wake me up, and I would get mad because I hate getting um like awoken by an alarm like that. If I get into a deep sleep, I hate that. So I'd rather just stay up and then um go to bed and just get up at like noon or 1 o'clock, whatever. But anyway, whatever. Enough talking about my sleep schedule. But so yeah, last week we were it was last Thursday morning. We had left at like 6 o'clock in the morning to go pick up an old coworker of my wife's to take him to work. After we dropped him off at his workplace, we drove from there straight through to um, Virginia, um, which was about an 8 hour, 15, 20 minute drive. We drove straight through. I think we stopped like once to get gas and like drinks and stuff. Um, and this is the part where we are our only snag in the trip. Um, because I don't know why my wife always does this, but when we do conventions that are like out of state or like farther than like 20 minutes away or 30 minutes away, because we've done a couple of conventions where we're fairly close to them, but usually we do a lot of them that are like out of town, but not too many that are out of state. This is only like the second one we've been to out of state. So, um, yeah, I don't know. I guess she tries to do like as much cost saving as possible, which I need to like try to get her out of doing that habit because the hotels we've been staying at have been kind of crappy and not like shady crappy, just like crappy as in like the staff is crappy or the person that runs the hotel was crappy or mean or a bitch, whatever. But it was a Red Roof Inn. I'm not sure like where it was exactly in Virginia, but it was it stated it was handicap accessible, which it sort of was. And I say sort of because I could barely move around in there in my foldable power chair that we have by Easy Lake Cruiser. It's a little bit it's kind of wide, but it's not like super wide. It should still be able to maneuver around in handicap accessible rooms like hotels and stuff like that. So we went in there, and first off, the smell of the room, it smelled like an old and musty basement or garage. That's the only way I can describe it. Like it smelled like it literally smelled like a warehouse or a garage or something, and that was like kind of off putting. But the most off-putting thing was like just how how long the bed was and how little of space there was in between like the bed and like the just the furniture in the room. And there, it was very hard for me to like squeeze through. And the bathroom was it was small, but it still had a handicap accessible shower. So I was willing to give it a pass, but I guess like because I knew something was up because my wife kept um like going in and out because I don't think she liked the room either. So long story short, eventually we like left that hotel, went like across the street to like Western Premier, whatever. I forget what the hell the name of it is. I'll put a text um box with the name of it. It's like Western Premier or something like that. And that wasn't that was like instead of like Red Roof Inn being like D tier, that was like maybe middle C to maybe like B minus tier. It was definitely better. Like this the front desk guy was like super nice to us, and I don't know how the hell we got a room for like because by the time we got the room it was like 6:30 at night I think. So um so we got like two and a half or 2.5 nights or like three full nights, 4 nights, or like 3.5 nights because it was like half of Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday was checkout. So I don't know how she swung that. Maybe she explained like the issue we were having, and the guy was cool with it. I don't know, but whatever. But the only crappy thing about that was the air conditioning wasn't working in the room. So like it was a very balmy like 72 to like 74 degrees in there constantly. So like I was like shirtless all the time because it got pretty hot and I was like, you know what, screw it, I'm just gonna take my damn shirt off because usually I keep shirts on because hotel I don't want to deal with like people knocking out like if it's room service, maid service, whatever comes in wanting to like towels or whatever. And that was another thing too. They barely like we had to actually go ask for like new towels and stuff for the shower. But other than that, the staff was like super cool. The guy was nice. And every time we came back from the convention, like he would ask like how it was, what we got signed, and I showed him some of the laser discs I brought, which I never got signed. I decided against not doing that just to save money and time. Um, but we showed him some of the stuff I was getting signed, and the guy was really nice. So the the point being, like I'm gonna try to make sure next time that my wife actually like does more research into the hotels we actually stay at, and just in case we don't book like right when they start announcing people, because that's the main problem I have with most conventions, is that like once the convention announces like one or two people that we might not care about but other people do, usually the rooms that get booked that are like at the near the location or at the location, yes, are higher priced, but they're right there. So it would have been really convenient for us, but they're usually really expensive and they usually sell out right away, which sucks. But I mean, even if we had to stay at that place that we stayed at again, it wouldn't be that terrible, especially if it was like warm like it was. Like, because I kept telling my wife, I was like, Steph, we're lucky that it's like warm and not like 40 degrees out because it would have been freezing in that room if it was like a colder start to spring or something. But luckily it wasn't. So we got like I said, we finally got to that hotel. We ate. Um, we ate pretty late that night. Like I laid down and went to sleep for like a couple hours. I woke up at like 9 o'clock at night. I didn't mean to sleep that long, but I was super tired. Um, she got pizza, and I got one of their um, like melt things. I forget what the hell they're called, but they're really good. Um, so she got me that. Um, I don't know what I think she got one of those too. And then it sucked because like the hotel barely had any like good TV channels. So luckily I brought my 3DS, and I recently bought um, Kirby Triple Deluxe and Planet Robo. So I had those with me. I barely played them because I was like, I would just, I didn't really feel like playing them because I didn't want to have to, I didn't want to get too into it and stay up to like 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. So I didn't play them that often, but I played them a little bit off and on, especially Triple Deluxe. But anyway, I tried to go to bed early that like Friday morning, like at 2 o'clock. I tried to lay down and go to bed. I fell asleep around like 3:30 ish. Woke up at like 7:30 or like 7, and I was like, I tried to go back to sleep. I think I might have dozed off for like another 2 hours. Woke up at like 9. I realized my wife was up because I heard her making coffee, and I just decided to stay up and watch The Price is Right. Yes, I'm a huge fan of The Price is Right. Actually one of the few times I've actually watched The Price is Right in recent years that it actually aired. Um, so that was kind of nice to throw back to watch Price is Right as it aired. Um, but then the convention didn't start till 2 o'clock, so we left the hotel around 1:30 ish because we were about 20 minutes away, and we had a bitch of a time finding parking. That was the worst thing. Finding freaking parking was terrible. That's why I told him like we have to try to book at the hotel near or somewhere near that we can just walk to. Because the first day we found a place to park, it was like a 10-minute walk, and it started pouring rain. At one that was either was that Friday or Saturday? I don't remember if that was Friday or Saturday, but one of the days it started like pouring rain, so we had to like walk in the rain, and that wasn't good for me because the chair was getting soaked. I had to like cover the joystick so it wouldn't get like super wet. Um, but anyway, Friday we eventually got there, got inside, got our badges. The first thing we did, which was the reason my wife and I really wanted to go there, was because of the voice actor Josh Martin and Chris Rager. If you guys aren't familiar with Dragon Ball Z, Funimation voice actors, they're the voices of Majin Buu and Mr. Satan. And Josh Martin also does the voice of a pretty obscure movie character, Android 15, which I actually brought an Android 15 figure I have. Um, I opened it because I planned to get the cardboard side, but I forgot to take it out, so I just had him sign the outer like blister pack. It'll be fine as long as I keep it in a sealed place where it won't get exposed to like people touching it. It won't fade off it or anything. Next time I meet him, if I ever do, I'll be sure to like have him sign the cardboard. But that was the first thing we did. We wanted to find where Josh Josh and Chris Rager were, and no joke, it's like I found them, and when we first made our first like trip around, they weren't sitting there right away. They were I believe they were doing photo ops or something like that. Um, but then we were just walking around trying to find other people where they were the other people we wanted to see like um, Marty Grafstein or Grafstein, whatever the hell his name is. Whoever does Courage the Cowardly Dog, whatever his name is, we met him. He's super nice. He gave us a big hug. He's chatting with us, doing Courage voice. It was pretty cool. Um, but then but that was after we met Josh and Chris though. Um, so we went back when we found out where he was. We went back, and then I went ahead of my wife a little bit, and I noticed Josh was sitting at his table, and Chris was there because they sit next to each other because they probably like flying together because I think they know each other pretty well. I'm not sure their whole backstory of how they know each other, but I'm pretty sure Chris Rager has said they went to school together, like either high school or college or something. They know each other really well. They're really good friends. But anyway, so I wasn't even all the way up to his table when he saw me, and he he got up. He was like Kevin, Stephanie, oh my God, you guys are here. And he came up to us, hugged us both. He's like, how was the drive? Was it good? Did you guys get here okay? Blah blah blah. He was just like a million questions, and the whole time I was just like, holy crap, I'm actually meeting Josh Martin in person. Now, let me rewind a little bit here, to let you know why he knows my wife and I by name, because we haven't met him before, in person, but we have talked to him a bunch on Facebook, um, for like I don't know 6 7 years, maybe 8 years. So that's how we kind of got to know him, just sporadically talking to him throughout the years. Um, So he was just like talking to us, and he was like, so what all did you bring? And I was like, well, I brought a lot of stuff. He was like, now do you want all this stuff signed? I'm like, yeah. He's like, you realize it's like $30 an autograph? I'm like, I don't care. That's how you. I was like, dude, that's how you make your money. I was like, if you want to do a couple for free or throw something in, that's fine, but don't feel guilty about charging us money. This is how you make your money. Like, it's no big deal. I knew going in what we were gonna pay. Like, but he did give us a signed Majin Buu print and a Barney the Dinosaur print. Now you guys are probably thinking, why the hell would he give you a Barney the Dinosaur print? He gave that one to my wife. He gave me the Majin Buu one. But he did some like stuff related to Barney. I'm not entirely sure what he did. I'd have to ask him what he did again because I don't remember. It was something like really obscure to do with like some DVDs or DVD menus of like Barney the Dinosaur or something. Like I don't, I'm not really sure, but he did do a role in Barney the Dinosaur as like a polar bear and a he was just like the guy in a polar bear suit like playing the dancing polar bear during one of the songs in one of the episodes. Um, it was weird. I'm surprised my wife didn't mention it. She said she was going to, but she never did. I don't know why she never did. I'm kind of glad she didn't because I think Josh would have been really confused by what the hell she was talking about. But but yeah, it was just really cool to finally meet them in person. I mean, him and Chris were just talking to us, and it was just so cool to be able to like talk to them in person, and like it was like talking to friends, and it didn't even feel like weird. It was weird meeting him in person because like you never think it's gonna happen. Like you never think you're gonna meet someone you grew up watching for years and years. And even Josh, I could tell he was like super excited that we actually drove all that way just to see him. And like I don't know, it's just really cool. And so we got a bunch of other stuff signed um, for a friend of ours that sells pop figures at the flea market. Um, one of them being a Majin Buu pop that I wanted, but he wouldn't sell it to me because he planned on getting it signed to sell um, at his booth. So that's why I didn't want to sell it to me. I get it. He has to make money. I get it, but I kind of wanted one. But whatever, I'll find one eventually, get it signed by him anyway. So whatever. Um, but we got a bunch of that stuff signed. Um, but then one of the other voice actors we were going to see is Jason Liebrich. I don't know how to pronounce his name. The guy that does Champa and the movie character Tapion. Um, so we went up to him, and I put my brother has all the Dragon Ball Z movies, original like DVD releases, and the like the newer movie like new movie box set stuff. So I brought the Wrath of the Dragon that we had. And I also brought Super Android 13 for Josh and Chris to sign because they do Android 14 and 15. So, anyway, when I put Wrath of the Dragon up, he was like, "Oh my god, I missed doing Tapion," and he actually like did Tapion's voice. It was really cool to hear him do Tapion. It sounds way different than it did back when he first did it, because that was like, I don't know, probably almost 20 years ago at this point. Whenever, I don't know when the U.S. dub of Wrath of the Dragon was, but it was probably 2004, 2003, maybe even five. It might not be almost 20 years yet, but it's got to be getting close to it. But yeah, he was like super nice, um, and he was like, "Yeah, I wish I could do Tapion more. I don't really get to do Tapion that much. I wanted to get my Xenoverse 2 signed by him, but I didn't because we already spent like a ton of money at that point. So I was like, we'll meet him again because we're planning on going to another convention that he's gonna be at. So I figured I'll just save it for this convention in a few months. So I didn't bother. I wanted to, but his line was, I didn't realize how popular he was. His line was actually pretty long, a lot of the time. Um, then we met Aaron Dismuke. He is mainly known for the voice of Alphonse on Full Metal Alchemist, and he also does it more animated than that, but he's more known for that. He was literally a kid when he did that. I think he was 11 years old. He said to somebody when he started doing that. But funny thing is, he actually also did a small bit part in Wrath of the Dragon as Tapion's brother Minosha, and obviously not a lot of people either know that or realize that, because I was like, you know what, we'll get it signed by him because he might find it funny, and he might get a laugh out of it. And his reaction was actually really funny. He was like, "Oh my god, I haven't thought about this in years. I actually remember how I got this role for this movie, even though it was like one or two lines." He was like, "I was doing he told us the entire story, all condensed. He basically told us that he was doing some other anime work, probably FMA. He didn't really say what he was doing, but he said he was doing some anime work, and then he was like about ready to leave or something, and somebody walked up and it was like, 'Hey, you want to do a thing for a Dragon Ball movie?' And in his mind, like as a kid, he was like, 'Oh my god, yeah, it's Dragon Ball, of course I do.' And the guy was like, 'Oh yeah, it's just like a couple lines. You just gotta like scream and act like you're running or whatever.' And so that's what he did. And that's how he got that role. And he was just like, I could tell it made his day when I brought that up and like to sign. And he actually signed it, um, like Minosha. Like he signed his name and then underneath he wrote Minosha. And the impressive thing was he spelled it right, because I didn't even know how to spell Minosha. I checked after I saw it. I was like, "Is that how you spell it?" I don't even know if that's how you spell it. And yes, that is how you spell it, which is really cool. I can hold on. Let me actually go get it for you guys. I actually still have it up here. Let me go grab it real quick because it's right over here. I can go grab it real quick. Give me 1 second. Okay, so I grabbed the Android 13 movie as well. So I don't know if this is focused, but as you can see, there's Aaron's signature, and he wrote Minoshi right there. And as you can see, Jason also wrote Tapion as well, I believe. Yeah, he wrote it right in the corner. You can see it. So there you go. There's that. It's pretty cool. I don't know. I really like the fact that they wrote the their respective characters um, on there. But I don't know if you can see Josh just because he wrote with purple ink actually. But you can see how he wrote Android 15. Yeah, you really can't see that. But you can kind of see Chris Wagner's where he wrote over Android 14. So, pretty cool stuff. Um, and then I also got to meet Walter Koenig, who played Pavel Chekhov in the original Star Trek series. he was very soft spoken. He didn't even really say that much. To be really, he just like said hi and signed my 4K movie set that I have of the original 6 Star Trek movies, which I literally bought that a week before we actually went to the convention. But that's really cool that I got to meet him. I'm not saying he was rude or nothing. I'm just saying he was very soft spoken, didn't really say much. I mean, the guy is like almost 90 years old at this point, so he's an old guy. So I'll give him a pass on that. I was going to meet William Shatner, but I I didn't feel like paying an arm and a leg for his autograph. I already have met him before. I can actually show you because I actually saw the laser disc up here of Star Trek Generations. So I have met. Um, and there's Jonathan Frakes too. And Jonathan Frakes actually wrote it to me, which is cool. But I met William Shatner here in Ohio. Was that? I think that was last year. And I'll show you my signed first contact that Jonathan Frick. No, that was that might have been. I don't remember when it was, where it was, but here's my signed first contact by Jonathan Frakes. He wrote "Go Boldly" to Kevin. Pretty cool stuff. Um, I also had some like Japanese laser discs of like Wrath of Khan and Search for Spock and Voyage Home, I think. Whatever Star Trek 4 is. I'm not really familiar with like the the numbers of them, but I got those signed by William Shatner like when I met him in here in Ohio. So um I didn't really I wanted to get my 4K set signed, but I didn't really care. I was like, as long as I get Walter Koenig just to sign it, I'd be okay because I know William Shatner's gonna be at another convention we're gonna be going to, so I can just probably get it then if I decide to. It sucks that because I wanted to meet Jonathan Frakes again, but I decided not to because I already got the stuff signed I had already, like Generations and First Contact. But in a few days from now, they're going to be releasing a 4K box set of the Generation movies. So it sucks that it was literally like 2 weeks before that convention almost that that's coming out because I don't know when I'll be able to meet Jonathan Frakes again. Hopefully sometime soon because I'd love to get that signed by him because um the Generations movies I actually like remember watching those on TV um after they went on like airing on TV probably back in the early 2000s to mid 2000s, but still I vividly remember watching them like kind of younger as a kid. I might have been in my early teens, like 14, 15, but still I have memories of watching those. So I didn't meet him, but he was there, and so was Gates McFadden. Um, but who else did we meet? Oh, we also met somebody that did a character on My Hero Academia, I think, or something like that. I don't really remember what Zach Algar did or what anime it was. Pretty sure that's what it was. But we were mainly up there to get a pop for my friend signed. And while we were up there waiting, my wife noticed that he had an art print of a character from Dragon Ball Super Superhero. And I didn't even realize because I was hearing him talk to people while he was like signing stuff, and his voice sounded familiar to me. I'm like, why the hell is his voice sound familiar to me? Turns out he did the English dub for Dr. Hedo in that movie. Because I've only seen the English dub of that movie once. When I saw it in theater, I saw the Japanese dub because my wife accidentally got the Japanese dub tickets, which is fine, but I would have recognized the voice more, and I would have brought the actual Blu-ray DVD combo we have of Dragon Ball Super Superhero. And while he was signing my friend's pop, I was like, "Yeah, I didn't realize you were in Dragon Ball Super Superhero." I was like, and then he was doing like lines that Dr. Hedo said, like making me feel worse. I was like, yeah, yeah, that's it, that's the voice, yeah, yeah. He's like, yeah, man, yeah, yeah, I'm Dr. Hedo, of course. He's like, you know what? Since you're getting this time for your friend, here. He's like, here, how about I give you one of these? And he gave me a fucking print of the Dr. Hedo thing. So I have a print of Dr. Hedo signed by uh, Zach Algar, which is really cool. And he didn't have to do that. Like I wasn't that like mad about it. I was just like upset with myself for not. Because usually before I go to a con, I usually look it up. I look up all the voice actors to make sure that I don't have anything that I would want to get signed by them. But I completely forgot to look because I didn't recognize his name. So I was like, why would I look it up? Um, so yeah, they had Sarah Wiedenheft there. She's the English voice actor of or voice actress of Zeno, but we've already met her before, so we didn't need it to get anything signed by her. I got to meet the voice actor of Bulma. The I should mention the Dragon Ball Z Kai and Super voice actor of Bulma, because there's two different voice actors for Bulma in a Funimation dub. There's Monica Rial and then there's Tiffany Vollmer. Tiffany Vollmer was part of the original dubbing, like the Nadolny era of Dragon Ball Z, not Kai. Um, but Monica Rial is really nice. Say what you want about her with all the other stuff. I'm not gonna get into what I'm talking about. People will know what I'm talking about. If you're part of the anime scene, you'll know what I'm talking about. Say what you will about her, but she was really nice to us. So I don't want to muddy her name like people like to try to do, but she was really nice to us. She was chatting with us for a while. It was really cool to just sit and chat with her for a while. Um, and of course we chatted with Chris Rager and Josh Martin throughout the days. But the final day, Sunday morning, we were gonna just straight leave. Like my wife just wanted to get on the road and leave, but I convinced her. I'm like, Steph, we have to go see Josh and Chris one more time before we leave. Like we don't know when we're gonna see him again, and plus they would want us to say bye to them. Like they're friends of ours. Like I don't want to just stiff them. Um, but I get it because we always get kind of bummed out the last day of the convention. Like we don't really want to go home, but at that point I kind of wanted to go home because I was tired. I just wanted to go home and relax, lay on the futon, and just relax and eat dinner when I got home, which is what we wound up doing. But so we were originally gonna wait till 11 o'clock because that's when Josh was supposed to show up, but he showed up a little bit earlier, and he saw us. He's like, hey, final day, guys. He's like, wait a minute, let me guess, you guys are about to leave. And I was like, yeah, we're about to leave. I was like, you know, we got a long drive back, so we kind of want to leave as early as we can. He's like, yeah, yeah. He's like, yeah, yeah, I get it, guys, I get it. But then we started, and then he started just talking to us for a while, and he was talking to me about some comedian he recently watched on YouTube that has cerebral palsy. He was getting confused. He at first thought like muscular dystrophy or something like that, but then he asked Chris Rager, and Chris Rager was like, no, 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 it was cerebral palsy. He was like, so what? So then I was like, that's what I have. If you're not if you don't remember that's exactly what I have. He's like, yeah, but this guy's different. He can't really speak, and he uses his phone to tell the jokes. And I'm like, what the hell? He's like, yeah, I'm serious. And the guy's actually pretty funny. I forget his name. It was like Aaron something. Um, but he told me to look him up because he was like, you might be inspired by him. to like maybe try to do comedy. I'm like, why would I want to do comedy? He's like, I don't know, you seem pretty funny. And I'm like, do you guys really think I could do comedy? And my wife's like, I've always told you should try to do comedy because you're funny. And they were both like, see, your wife even says that. Like, well, why don't you just try it? There's nothing wrong with trying something new. Like, who knows? You might be good at it. He's like, and Reagan was like, yeah, man, you never know. He's like, I used to do stand up for a little bit. I was pretty good at it. Actually, I should do it again. Like, he was like, I should do it again. Or something like that. And I was like, yeah, I'll look him up. I'll see what I think. And he was like, and I was like, and but before we said bye to him, I'm like, I had, because for years, my dad's kind of a bigger guy. So as a joke, my brothers and I would call him Majin Buu as a joke. We're not. My dad can take a joke, so don't try to get all defensive. Like, why are you being mean to your dad? No, my dad knew it was a joke. It's still a running joke. Even today, he still jokes about it, so it's fine. But I was like, yeah. I was telling my dad that we were gonna meet you, and I was like, Josh, would you say hi to my dad if I called him real quick, if he picks up? Because I wasn't sure if he would. He's like, yeah, yeah. He's like, yeah, you give your dad a call, and I was like, and I called my dad. I was like, hey, Dad, somebody wants to talk to you. He's like, what? I'm like, Dad, somebody wants to talk to you. And I was like, here, take the phone. And I didn't know Josh was gonna do this, but he he basically said hi to my dad in Majin Buu's voice, and he was like hey dad, and he was doing the whole Majin Buu voice, and he was like, do you want to be turned into chocolate or jelly or something like that? And I just lost it. I started dying. I was laughing so hard. Oh my god, it was so funny. And my dad was like, who the hell was that? Was that Majin Buu? I was like, yeah, that was Josh. That wasn't me. That was really Majin Buu. That was Josh Martin. He's like, okay, because that was really weird. I thought I just heard a high pitched, squeaky voice and it sounded like Majin Buu. Because my dad was semi familiar with what Majin Buu sounded like because he watched some of the Buu saga with us years ago. So I knew he would kind of recognize the voice, but I didn't know Josh was going to do that. I thought he was just going to say hi to my dad. I didn't know he was going to do that. So that was really funny. And I could tell my dad got a big kick out of it because when we got home, he came over and he mentioned it. He's like, did you know he was gonna do that? I'm like, no, I did not know he was gonna do that. But that was really funny and really cool that he did that for us. So after that, and after he did that call, um, rewind back to that, um, he gave us one more hug. He hugged us both. He's like, now listen, you guys better let me know when you guys get home. Send me a message. Let me know you guys get home safe because I want to make sure you guys get home safe. Because I want to be able to see you guys again and make sure you guys get home safe. I'm like I'm like all right. I'll send you a message as soon as we get close to home or home. So that's what I did, and he's like good. Glad I got here. I'll actually read you the message. I'll actually read you the message right now. I can easily pull it up. Hold on. Um, he actually said it was awesome to meet you in person. Until next time, my friend, is what he said. And then a couple hours later, he sent me the link to that comedian. He's like, make sure you watch this. And I was like, God, since he's sending me, I better watch it. And it was actually really funny. He's actually pretty funny. And what I didn't know is Roseanne Barr actually like backs this dude. So like I'm not a big Roseanne Barr fan, but like the fact that he has Roseanne Barr like backing him and like she has his back is pretty big for his career. Like I don't think I would get that lucky to get someone like that backing me, but I mean, who knows? I mean, what do you guys think? Do you guys think I'm funny enough to like do it or try it? Because there's local comedy clubs around here that I could go to like open mic night and try it out to see what I think. But I just don't think I'm that funny. I really don't know if I'd be good at it. Like I don't have material. I'd be better at like improv and stuff like that. I feel like because I'm better at just making up jokes on the fly about stuff. Of course, nothing that would get me canceled or like booed. But like I don't know. I mean, it was cool seeing the guy just like you could tell he had CP because his hand looked exactly like mine does, but he could like walk around, but he was like limping really bad, worse than my brother does when he walks. Not really. He was actually able to bend his legs more than my brother does, but um, it was actually really cool, and the audience seemed genuine. Like it was really hard to tell if they were like laughing out of like genuine laughter because I thought the jokes were funny, but if they were laughing for genuine laughter or laughing because like the guy's trying to tell jokes the only way he can, which it's kind of hard to tell jokes that way, but as long as they're funny, like the delivery doesn't matter. I don't think as much, which they were funny, but like I said, it was different. It was different. I'll leave a link in a pinned comment so you guys can check him out because it's interesting to watch it because it's something you don't see every day. Um, so yeah, that was basically my journey to Virginia and back to GalaxyCon. So let me know what you guys thought about this video. If you guys like this kind of video, like I said, I've done lots of conventions over the years. I could probably remember highlights of some of them. The videos probably won't be this long, but I can still make videos out of it if you guys like this kind of content. I don't know if you guys will, but I'm just gonna test the waters and see. But let me know what you guys thought about this video. And oh, one thing I forgot, apparently, um, to talk about. Apparently, one of my someone that watches my channel or a subscriber of mine or something was at the event and didn't know I was there. I want to preface this, guys. I did try to let you guys know that I was there. Like that Friday night, I got my or Saturday night, I got my picture with Josh. I tried to let people know I was there, but I just couldn't post it because I didn't have good cell service. So I feel bad for not knowing someone that watches my channel was there and I couldn't meet them. So if you guys were at any convention ever and you think you see me or you know it's me and you see me or you see my wife, don't be afraid to say hi to us. Like I'm not gonna be freaked out by it. I'm not gonna be like off put by it. I'll be kind of surprised that somebody is there and recognize me, but it wouldn't shock me or surprise me. Hell, the first year I went to too many games, it happened. Someone recognized me, so it was one person, but still, someone recognized me, so it happens. So don't be afraid to come up and say hi to us if you recognize us somewhere. If I'm at a convention, or hell, even if you're from the area and you know who I am, you can always say hi to me. Like I'm not I'm not really that off put by people coming up to me and saying hi, unless you're like super weird and creepy about it. Then I'll be off put about it. But I just felt bad that I didn't get to see that person that didn't know I was there. Um, but yeah, that was an interesting tidbit. That when somebody commented, they're like, "Oh, I was there," I was like, "Oh, I didn't realize that." But yeah, guys, I probably will be at too many games this year. My wife and I still haven't decided yet. I'll let you guys know for sure if I'm going to be there. It's in the Greater Philadelphia Expo Center or whatever. It's in Pennsylvania. It's like June 23rd through 25th or something like that. Um, I am probably going to another GalaxyCon in June. It's called Animate, I believe, because Billy West is going to be there. So if anybody is going to be there for that, probably not, because it seems kind of smaller, so probably not. That's in Columbus. Um, I'm probably going to be in Raleigh, North Carolina in July. So I'm going to another GalaxyCon in North Carolina. So if you're in that area and you're going to go there, feel free to say hi to my wife or myself, whichever one of us you see. Um, like I said, I'll try to let you guys know when I'll be at a convention, but it's never going to be as a guest probably ever. I'm just going to let you guys know that now. If I ever get to that point in my YouTube career that I can sign up for like guest passes or be a guest at something, I'll definitely let you guys know. But I just don't think my channel will ever get to that point where they'll actually want to book me for a guest spot at a convention like GalaxyCon or Too Many Games or something like that. So anyway, guys, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm not gonna do a shout out or nothing like that because it's already 46 minutes. But if you guys like this video, just leave a like, comment down below, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.